welcome to part 2 of my pickups video. This one's going to be about my pickups from the Collectorabilia fair in Leeds, which I went to with Tooty UK and my partner. Got some good stuff, some nice boxed N64 and Super Nintendo, which I'm really happy to get, to be fair. Good prices. I'm not really interested in the toy aspect of it, I wasn't. More retro games. It was about a 50-50 mix of toys and stuff, and then retro games and stuff. So we got up pretty early. We went and picked up Tooty UK and then head on out to Leeds. I think we went to check the queue out, I think about 10 o'clock. Didn't seem like there was anyone lining up, so obviously we nipped off for a pint and then came back about 11:15, I think it was, and there was a bit of a queue. It was sort of like halfway down the steps and round the corner, so we started queuing up, and obviously bang on 11 they started letting people in. Pretty quick to get in. A lot of people in there, considering the queue didn't look that big, but obviously when you're in there it just seemed like there was a lot more people in there. And obviously as soon as we got in there, Tooty shut off. So yeah, and then there was actually a retro games booth. Like as soon as you come in the doors, there was like a retro games booth there. Some nice stuff. Nothing really for me, to be fair. So didn't buy anything from that stall. Then where was it? Oh, there was a dude on the stage. He was selling some nice stuff. I think there was a box Conquers by Third A, which was 250 quid. Which, to be fair, I'd say is a little bit overpriced. I know these shows can be a little bit overpriced, but I suppose if you want to see the stuff firsthand, then sometimes you don't mind paying a bit of a premium for stuff. I'm more the opposite. I'd rather get it eBay prices or cheaper, because obviously I think they don't have to pay eBay fees or post it off or piss around with that. Obviously I have to pay a stall fee, but yeah, I think I had a Smash Bros as well for 110, the same bloke. Again, I'd say that's a little bit overpriced, but I suppose but it did have quite a few. It had a lot of Saturn stuff as well, which was nice. But yeah, I didn't get anything off him. And then just off the stage, there was a bloke selling, according to him, it was his own personal collection of stuff. He had tons of boxed N64 games. Some real. I had what did he have? A big box Yoshi's Island 2. I think he wanted £250 for that. Again, not really my sort of thing. I'd rather just have the normal one, so it like matches in with the rest of my Super Nintendo games. But yeah, I saw these two games on the front of the table. Asked how much they were. Didn't really. I thought, oh, I could go check to see how much they are actually worth, if they're worth that much. But I thought, I'll take a punt on them. Well, I didn't pay for them actually. My partner paid for them for a special occasion for me because she's awesome. So the first one, he wanted 35 for this. Condition wise, excellent. It's all there, box, manual, carts, all there. So I managed to, well, yeah, so he wanted £35 for this one, which is a pretty reasonable price, to be fair. And then the second one, this is even better condition, to be fair. This is really, really good condition. 65 I wanted for this one. And at first I was a bit, because I don't really keep tabs on how much these games are worth. But yeah, that one was Mario Party 2. So I was like, what's your best? He said 95. I was like, do 90. And he ummed and ahed, and he was like, yeah, go on then. So £90 for them, both excellent condition. I've got to put them in different box protectors, to be fair. They've got these like little tab things on here, and the problem is when you're pushing them in, they get caught on them, and they're a pain in the ass to get out. I mean, I've got no nails, but my girlfriend was trying to open them as well and could not open them. and the bloke's like looking at us like we're going to damage them. So yeah, so that was a awesome pickup. And there was a couple more stores in the hall. I didn't really look at that. We went straight for there's like a room, so is it called the retro room, I think. Bumped into Tooty there. He stole a game from me, right under my nose. No, not really, but yeah, I wanted that game, and it was cheap. It was really cheap, the game he got. I'm sure he's gonna mention it in his video, but yeah, bloke had some nice stuff. I think he had, what was I looking at? He had a Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Advance for 15 quid. Really nice condition, but there was something about the cartridge which put me off. It looked really shiny, and I'm not sure if that's just me being an idiot. It just looked a bit fake, so I was like, leave that. But yeah, I think there was a bloke in there who had a Pokemon Stadium 2 as well, which I was looking at. Again, the box was a bit mauled on one corner, so I didn't bother with that. I think that was all retro game stuff in that room. Oh, hence it was called the retro games room. Yeah, so there's a lot of stalls in the corridor as well. I think that was more of a mixture of toys and retro games in that. There was one stall. Now this bloke was in, I saw him before the last show I went to. I can't remember where that was, but yeah, he was there. Anyway, he was there here again. Got a nice selection of stuff. I know he had a Pokemon Heart Gold, and that was 85 quid. But he said it was like new. Even the Poker Walker hadn't even had the thing pulled out of it. So, and I was quite tempted by that, but I was like, am I going to play it? I've got so many other Pokemon games to play, so I didn't bother with that. I had a couple of Dreamcast games, but they're all smashed, or there was something wrong with the case or something like that. So I mean, they're only 3 quid each, but then the one thing which stood out, and again, I always see this at the car boot, it's always platinum. Every single time I pick it up, platinum. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy it. And now I know, as soon as I bought it now, it's going to be at the car boot, like non-platinum all the time. So for £15, I got a copy of Spyro the Dragon 2. And it's, to be fair, it's in excellent condition. It's all there. Disc is pretty much scratch free. Yeah, £15 he went for it. So I was like, what's your best? And he was like, I can't really go any lower on it. And I was like, yeah, he's like 14 quid. So £14, Spyro the Dragon 2, non-platinum. It's the first one I've actually found non-platinum. Well, not, I've seen them all the time, but I just don't want to pay the prices for them. I thought it was pretty good price. And then we went to the bar. Tooty's favourite place. And I think Tooty bumped into quite a few of his mates in there. He introduced me. Nice bunch of lads, yeah. And then one of the lads, I think it was Chris from Team Chav, Tooty said, oh, he's got some Dreamcast games. I was like, alright, I'm going for a full set. So he got them out, and I was looked for them out. I think I had 2 or 3. I think I had 2 at first, and I was like, oh, what do you want for these? And he was like, oh, you just have them. Like, and I mean, they're not typically good games, but, you know, I was like, free, excellent. I offered him a drink, but he didn't want one. And then he was putting them away, and there was another one actually I noticed I needed, so I got that one as well. But yeah, thanks a lot for them, because that's 3 more to my full set of Dreamcast. And quickly show you them. So I've got ready to rumble. WW Attitude and UEFA Striker. So thanks a lot for them. It's yeah, really happy with that. And then while I'm in the bar, I was checking some prices up on some other stuff. Funny, from the same bloke I bought the Mario parties from, because all this stuff was pretty reasonably priced. Some of the stuff was not very well priced, but a lot of it was. And I think he had Illusion of Time on the Super Nintendo, and it was really good condition, like most of his stuff. I think he wanted 55 for that. So I checked on eBay, and they were going for about 60, 70 pounds for like a really good condition one. So I was like, ugh. And then I checked CX, and they wanted 80 pounds for a mint one. And whether that would actually be mint, I don't know. You'd expect it, but you don't know what the postman's going to do with it. So went back, it was still there. I offered him 45, it wasn't having any of it. So I just paid the £50 for it. Really nice condition. I think there's a little bit of damage there, can't really see it, but it's all there. The map's in there, the manual obviously, cartridge. Yes, I'm really happy with that, because I always see it on eBay and I never buy it, because I've got a phobia of buying stuff in a box on eBay, so I feel it's going to come damaged. And then I think we left Tooty. Me and my partner went for something to eat. Some hipster bar place, some burger place, which is ridiculously expensive. And then we came back, and I obviously went back to that stall again, and I was like, picked out 2 more games. I think he wanted, well, he wanted £20 for Star Wars Racer. Now, I'm not sure if it's worth £20. I'm sure I've seen it go for a bit less on eBay. And then he had Yoshi's Story for 25. Now these are, again, perfect condition, excellent condition. I mean, all of his stuff was pretty much. So I'd assume he was a collector. I don't think he was lying about that. But I was like, "What's your best?" And he was like 40, and I was like, "I give you 35 for him." And he was he wouldn't take it. And obviously, I'm trying to look at these, and got these stupid little tabs on. And then he's like, "Oh, give it, I'll do it." So he gets it out, gets it all out. He's like, hands it to me, and then he decides that he wanted to put it back in the box. And I've never seen anyone try and get something back in those boxes so badly. He was like cramming it in. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Well, it's damaged now. You're gonna have to give it me for 35." And he must have been there for like 5 minutes. And he's putting the manual in on top. And I think, well, when you shut that, it's gonna crush the manual with the cardboard bits. And he could just not get it in. I was like, "Oh, do you want me to do it?" And he's like, "No, I'm doing it." I was just watching like, oh my god. But luckily, it's still in good condition after that. After he molested it. So yeah, and I was like hanging around, pestering him, and then I managed to get him to 38. So 38 quid for them two. It's not bad. And now, yeah, so that's the pickups I got. And when I got home, there was a chap there selling box protectors, retro display cases, I think it is. Oh no, Retro Empire UK, that's it. I normally buy Sentinel cases, but they don't really. Their Facebook page has been a bit inactive, so I sort of stopped buying them. And they were getting. To be fair, I bought 50 off them last time, and I noticed that they were really like tight getting the games in and out. I mean, I've got Majorica's Mask here, and this is in a Sentinel, and it just will not come out, and I just feel it's gonna damage them. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to open the other side and push it out just to get it out. And these cardboard things, you just don't want to damage them, and especially the edges here. I mean, I don't want to damage the edges on them. Pulling faces now. And that's just ridiculously tight. And to be fair, I don't think it's the games, but the Super Nintendo games fit fairly well in them. They're not as tight, but for some reason the N64 games, they just didn't. I don't think if I got a bad batch or whatever. But anyway, I thought I'd try some of these Retro Empire UK ones. So I've got one here. They look pretty much the same. Slightly different design on the tabs, but I don't think that'll make any difference. So let's see how tight this one is in it. And this is the 0.5mm premium ones. The normal ones are 0.3, but obviously I thought I'd go for the 0.5 to match some of the other Sentinel ones I got, which aren't as tight. But yeah, I mean, these are a lot better, and it just slides straight in, and then there's that little bit of movement in there to stop the corners getting worn then. But to be fair, the quality is excellent on these. I mean, they look great in there, and I feel like it's not going to get any damage on the edges putting them in that. I mean, some of them are okay, which I've got, mainly the Super Nintendo games. But like here's a Sentinel in with the Illusion of Time I bought. This had Paper Mario in originally for N64, and it was just ridiculously tight. Whereas I've got it here, and this is in a thingy, and you can't feel it. There's no movement as such, but it just, like, if I open up, it will just drop straight out, which is nice. And this is obviously the Sentinel, as you can see. For some reason, the Super Nintendo games, I don't know if they're slightly, the boxes are ever so slightly smaller, but yeah, the Super Nintendo games seem to be alright in them. So obviously I bought some off him. These are off the website, not the ones I bought there. I'm not sure if they were the same price. I think they were slightly dearer at the convention, I could be wrong. But they do them in 5, you can buy 1, I think, 5 or 10. It'd be nice if they can get them in like a bigger bulk, like 50 maybe. Because I think they were $12.99. I normally try and stick to about £1 for each one. But yeah, that's $12.99 for 10, by the way, not 5. I got 2 of these for $12.99. But yeah, and as you can see, I've got Turok Rage Wars here. Is it Rage Wars? No, Shadows of Oblivion. As you can see, the edge there, this was in a Sentinel, and it's just took the colouring straight off there. So hopefully, when I put it in one of these new ones, it will be a bit looser. But yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with because these have like the internal built-in cartridge holders, so I'm not sure if that's something to do with why these are extra tight. I mean, putting these in a Sentinel is just impossible pretty much. So yeah, so I highly recommend these. I'm sure the thinner ones are just as good, but I just got these to match all my Super Nintendo ones, which are in Sentinels. And that was it. Oh no, I got one more thing. We went to CX on the way home, and well, we went there on the way into Leeds, went in a bit. Saw this game, I think it was £8. So I was like, I might get it. And then obviously Stu said, oh, why don't you wait, because you never know, someone might have it in there. But they didn't, but yeah, I went back and bought it. It was Call of Duty Ghost on the Wii U. Biggest manual in the world. I mean that is just ridiculously massive. And to be fair, if that wasn't in there, I wouldn't have bought it. I know it's not really a manual as such, but I suppose it's part of it. So got that. £8. That's actually gone up in price quite a bit. I think it's over a tenner now on eBay. So happy to get that. And yeah, that was it for the day. I had a great time. I know they're doing another one in December, another Collectorabilia. I'm not sure if that's going to be... Seems a bit near from the last one, but I feel like they're doing too many. They're not as special, these events. Whereas the Retro Games Market had like I felt it was quite special, like once a year. But obviously now they're doing 2, 3, and now they're letting retro games come to these Collectorabilia events. I'm not sure if people are going to stop going to them or only go to one once a year. Personally, I'd only like to go to one twice a year, maybe once a year. But I did stand last time. I had a stall selling some of my duplicates, trying to make a bit of money just to add more to the collection. But yeah, we'll just have to see, I suppose. Yeah. So that was it. Yeah, it was a great day. Thanks to Tooty for livening up the day. Yeah, and stealing games off me. Don't forget that. He owes me that game. But yeah. Okay. Cheers, guys.